me a minute to set up here. This Sunny Days, 305 Degrees podcast, where we keep it hot in here. We're streaming on YouTube at Albert Sonny Campbell. We're live on Facebook at Sunny Days 305 and Albert Campbell. We want to talk about what's the difference between real ninjas, excuse me, real ninjas and square dudes. Share this with a friend. Y'all come on my page right now. I want to have a discussion about the difference between a real ninja and the square dudes. You know, cause I was taught back in the days that real ninjas, you know, they be about getting that money. And guys used to say when they used to go out and figure if they want to attack somebody or rob them, they might say, "Nah, we ain't gonna bother him because he a real end." You know what I mean? So I just want to know, you know, what are some opinions about real niggas and square dudes? And whoever want to come on, I can add you on to this live. Just want to have a conversation. As always, you know what it is. It's sunny days, 305 Degrees podcast, streaming live right now. So I'll just get the conversation started. I remember back in the days, we used to call square dudes people that had a job. They went to work every day. They paid their bills on time. They had their woman. They took care of their children. You know, they ain't want to get in no trouble. You know, they probably had their 401ks and all of that stuff. They were working men, so they wasn't making as much money as street guys. They were respectful. And so I don't want to have my opinion of square dudes as if they're soft, or you could tax them or do things to them that, you know, that's not my opinion. That's not what my opinion of square dudes is. I know that I called myself a real nigga on the streets. You know, real niggas gonna bust you in the mouth. You're gonna sell that dope. There ain't too much worry about consequences at the moment. So I want to open this conversation up because I have a different opinion of what I call myself as regard to being a real a real nigga, or a square dude. So we'll just give a few minutes to open up this, I believe, is an important topic. So we got a comment right here. We say, if you had your life together, female, for the comedian, she said, if you had your life together, female or male, you are considered a square or lame. She said, if you had your life together, whether you're a female or a male, you was considered to be lame. You know, some people called them L7s, square dudes, back in the day. So I want to talk about that. So sis, comedian, what would you consider a real nigga? You know, you can come on live too. Whoever want to come on this live, you can come on the live. I accept you. What you consider to be a real nigga, sis? I have a conversation with comedian Kiva D. Delancey. See if I can bring her on. Waiting to add my sister in. Y'all share this message. It's just a conversation. Hey, sis, how you doing? Good. Good. For some reason I can't hear you loud, but you explained that pretty well. So so I'm an older guy, so a lot of older guys, they probably was a real nigga, probably done turned square. You know what I mean? But I kind of have a different opinion and kind of like an admiration for women and men who they call lame back in the days, or who they call square back in the days, because I was the one calling dudes squares, because I had a little bread. You know what I mean? I wasn't a kingpin of Miami, but I was doing what I want to do out there, and I knew the difference between who you call square and who you call the real nigga. You know what I mean? And even kind of dudes in the streets, when dude was getting money out there, you had some dudes was getting money, and then some robber dudes or whatever, they be like, nah, we ain't gonna touch dude, man, because he a real nigga. Let's go touch dude over here. So it wasn't that he was a lame or a square, but even in the streets, you had some dudes in the streets that it was a criteria for them to call you a real nigga, And so real niggas, they gonna sell dope. Real niggas, they gonna treat their women like B and H's. Real niggas gonna have 2 or 3 women. He gonna be getting money. He gonna have 3, 4 apartments. He probably gonna put that fire on you. He probably gonna rob something. And anything that's probably against the law, that's what they call, real niggas. I mean, when we were young, you had them dudes that used to go to Utah, they used to go to Chobe, they used to go to Gladiator School, and then them boys, they'll come back, they be smoking cigarettes, their chest be all pumped up, and then, a lot of us that went to school, we wasn't on that type of time. They were snatching pocketbooks and all that stuff back in the day. So, you know, we had kind of a little trepidation for them guys, you know, because they done went to prison and they smoked cigarettes, you know, and it looked like they were punching them out. So we were kind of leery of them boys. Them boys were real back then. And so I guess we were square because we ain't snatch no pocketbooks. We ain't go to after school detention. We ain't go to U-Haul. We ain't smoke cigarettes. We ain't gonna found nobody. So I guess, you know, whoever wasn't doing what they was doing, I guess they was considered to be a square, you know. So I don't know. So I have my opinions about it, but I would love to get some other opinions to come on first before I give my spiel about it. You know what I mean? But I'll just say to myself, knowing what I know now, like I have all the admirations for dudes who we call square dudes. And so let me tell you, square dudes will get a body too now. So don't think we saying square dudes as dude that's gay or dude that's a punk. We just saying square dudes did the right thing. Square dudes had their woman. Square dudes had their job. Square dudes was in the credit union back then. Square dudes was on the weekend. They might get them a nickel pooch, you know, a little beer and a party on the weekend because, you know, they check was kind of tight. So they weren't spending all their money, but on the weekend they'll come through and get old nickel pooch, you know, old 6-pack or something. You know what I mean? They'll stop by the liquor store because back then they used to cash their checks at the liquor store, you know. So up there on Tiny's, the Tiny's up there, right? And so they'll get their little liquor when they cash their check, you know, come through and get them a little nickel pooch or a little Tim. They might even get old QT from Ike or somebody, you know what I mean, and get a little 6-pack and head on to the crib, you know. So yeah, so that's my opinion as I really wanted to open up. So what Marvin Griffin say, I think the sister expressed a very intuitive perspective. That's right. In case y'all don't know who we talking to now, because, you know, sometimes, and I talk about this in our community, when we be doing not so good in our community and we do and we fall off a little bit, you know, our people have the tendency to talk about you. And I heard my sister talking about things as she going through her comedy, growing her comedy business circuit or whatever you call it. And, you know, our people, you know, for some reason, we tend to get hush mouth when people start doing good. And we tend to, like, when people is down like us, we tend to have all of those open for them. I think you should do this. I think you should contact this person. I think this person would be a good person for you. But as soon as a person see you come up, you know, like my sister expressed, you know, all of a sudden they don't express them open doors. All of a sudden they ain't got contact for you. So I want us to know who we got on our sister, you know, the comedian. Sis, you want to, I think you done went back off, but if you want to come back on, you come back on and let our people know who you are, because we get hush mouth when our people be grinding and on their way to being great. We tend to get hush mouth. So I think we you know, we here just vibing, you know, and I'll just say myself, I know that I'm an older guy right now, but I'm just about as square as I could be, and you know, I'm trying to square it up some more. They talking about real niggas. What's the difference between a real nigga and a square dude? You know? So we'll just talk about it. Give our people a few more minutes. You know, I don't know if it's just one of those hot button topics. But I like that somebody come on and help me out. And I would even like a somebody who they consider to be a square dude, somebody that ain't been to prison. Real niggas go to prison. Square dudes will go too, but real niggas, they gonna go to prison because they gonna snatch a pocketbook, they gonna sell some dope, they gonna do some of this, they gonna do some of that, you know. So, you know, I like a square dude, you know, because I like to give you props. I like a square dude to come online and talk about, you know, what it's like to be a square dude, you know, what it's like to like have never been to prison, you know, what it's like to not have somebody influence your decisions where you whether and make you follow the status quo. Somebody come on and talk about square dude. SQUARE. SQUA. So we screaming live on YouTube and Facebook. Let me see. We got a comment. Somebody say, "Negro, when my cousin say, Negro, have you ever been a square?" Oh man, have I ever been a square? That's a good question. I had to laugh on that. I, I think the way that I was raised, you know, I wasn't raised. I wasn't raised to be able to be a square. I think my upbringing, I wasn't raised to be a square. So that's a great topic. That don't no square run into a hood brother. What he said. So that's a great topic. That I don't know squares ran in the hood, my brother. Let me see who trying to come. My sister trying to come back on here. Well, you know, I think we had some squares that live in the community. I don't not every guy or woman that live in the community uh went to jail or went the wrong way, or you know, it's it's a lot of our sisters, they didn't you know, have boyfriends that was in the street. So I would say it was some square dudes in the neighborhood. I think people that had stricter parents, you know, because you know most of our parents had to work all day every day, so we was kind of left, you know, to kind of fend for ourselves, and a lot of us grew up in those homes that dealt with different type of abuses, drug abuses, mental abuses, some sexual abuses, and all type of things. So that in itself, I mean, it would be kind of difficult to be a square in that settings. But sis, you had went off for a minute, sis, and I want you to talk to our community. Tell us what you're doing. Tell us how to follow you. You know, and give us anything that you want to share with this Facebook family, sis. I don't know. It's kind of low. I don't know if it's my phone. I don't know what it is, but I can hear you. I think the listeners can hear you. I hear you low, but I think you could. You good. Hold on, sis. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. We'll come back on this. Go ahead and talk. I'm gonna get to my technical difficulties. Right. Go ahead. Go ahead, sis.